This is my new series where I'm going to teach you guys how to cut your hair through a walkthrough. No edits, just me cutting my hair so that you guys can follow along with me. These are the list of the haircuts I will be doing for the next 20 weeks. Every other week I'll be cutting my hair, and the week that I don't cut my hair will be the week that I post. So we're going to start today with a nice simple haircut. This is a low taper. So I'm going to get into the things that I'm going to use today, and you guys can get any of these products in my Amazon link down below. First things first, we're gonna have to clean our equipment. So get you your cool care or whatever type of clipper care you use. Get it all over the clippers. 2 sprays on each side, you should be straight. Oh! Okay. Now we do this because obviously you want your clippers clean when you're working. I don't know if you guys cut any other people's hair, but if you are cutting other people's hair, this is really important because this cleans and disinfects the clipper that you're using. You don't want to have bumps and weird marks on your skin or in your hair. This is why we do it. You're also gonna want to do it on like the combs as well, because like I said, you just want to make sure everything is nice and clean before you start working on your hair and your skin. Dirty hands. Wash your hands too before you do this, but get your comb and just brush everything down. You want to brush the taper area on both sides, and you want to brush the back down, or comb the back down. I said brush. Use the comb, because the comb will allow you to lift the hair off of the skin. The brush kind of lays it onto the skin. When the hair is lifted off the skin, it makes it a bit easier to cut, and also a bit easier to see what the next step is. When you use the brush, it's like, don't get me wrong, the brush is still good, but when you're first like combing everything out, you would want to use a comb, not a brush. Like when you're gonna see, when I start fading, that's when I start using the brush. But when I'm just trying to lift everything off of the skin so I get a clear view of my canvas, you want to use the comb. So just basically get every area, including your lineup. I have a tapered hairline, so if you have a tapered hairline too, we're gonna be giving a little walkthrough on that process as well. So damn, I'm already sweating. All right, everything is combed out now, nice and good. I'm gonna show y'all. Easy, cool, nice, simple. Yeah, so now we're gonna get our trimmer. I'm using 2 different trimmers. One of them I like to use for setting in those lines, those bald guy lines, and another one I like to use for lining myself up. So we're gonna use the Babyliss FX, and we're just gonna set in a nice little bald line. This is a low taper, so when you're first setting in that first guideline, make sure it's low, because this kind of dictates what type of taper it is. You set the bald line low, low taper. You set it in the middle, mid taper. You set it high, high taper. And everything else will follow after. So I like to use my ear as like the reference for when I'm setting in these lines. So look a little closer. There's this part I have right here, right? Where there's like a little indent. That's kind of where I'll set that first line in. Because it's a low taper, I like to use this part. When it's a mid taper, I like to use where my ear disconnects with my head. And then for the high taper, I kind of just follow that. So because it's a low, we're going to put it low. And all you gotta do is just a nice little tap. Boop. And bam, there's your guideline, you know? Now you can just get rid of everything else underneath and in between. I'll focus more on, I guess, the goatee look at the end. I'm just gonna try to get everything out right here, right now. Another good way to use it, or another good way to like dictate how low you want it, use your eye as well. Like that crevice right here where your eye kind of like forms that semicircle. It's pretty much lined up with the bald line I just made. So yeah, just use any like feature on your face, honestly, in order to help guide you in a way. So next, we're gonna go in with the no guard lever all the way open, and we're gonna set in our first guideline. if you have a dial or if you have this clipper 2.5 all the way open, and you just want to go up around like half of your finger's width. Half of that. Because it's low, we want to keep everything low and compressed. I think that's the whole point of a low taper, is that it gives you that nice, low, clean, compressed look while also keeping it dark on the C cup and on the vertical bars. So we're just going to go up around half of an inch. And after that, you're gonna see that there's like a little faint line at the bottom. You wanna take that out by basically closing the lever and just flicking out at that bottom line. If you go up how you go up with the no guard lever open, you're gonna create another line, and there's gonna be another line in between the two that you just made. So you definitely just wanna use the corners specifically and just flick out like you're scooping kinda. And now that line should be out completely. So now you can open the lever back up, throw on that one guard, lever all the way open. So when it's toward the back of the clipper, it's open. When it's toward the front of the clipper, it's closed. So you want to leave it open. And then we're gonna set in that guideline, same thing, half of an inch going up a little bit. Now, after you have that guideline set in, I hope you guys can see it. I really do hope. You're gonna want to close it. Now, when you close the lever, it's not gonna take the line out completely. It's just gonna soften it so that when you go in with the next guard, it's gonna take it out completely, and it's just gonna make it a little easier of a blend, easier of a transition going from the no guard lever open to the one guard lever open. So, close lever, pop, and now same thing, just flick at that bottom line. Now sometimes that line just gets taken out from the what am I gonna say? The one guard lever closed, but if it didn't, put that 0 on and go halfway. If you have the dial, I have to put it on 1. And if you're on the clipper, you just want to go right in between. So if this is closed, this is open, this is halfway. So keep it on the halfway, and same thing, just flick out. Using the corners, because I don't know what it is about the 0 guard or the half guard. It is very sensitive. It's very like one wrong little going up too much without flicking out is gonna just create a new line. So make sure you flick out, especially on this guard. Now, I'm gonna quickly put back on the 1 because I kind of went a little too high. So we're gonna go with the 1 closed and just fix up that little area right there. This type of shit happens, you know? When you mess up, don't think it's the end of the world. Everything is kind of fixable. You just would have to push everything up a bit higher. Now it's still gonna be a low taper because I still set that bald line in low, and I'm keeping the fade or the taper fade nice and compressed. So no biggie, just a little minor setback. So now that we have that situated, now we can go in with the 2 guard, lever all the way open. Let me show you on this clipper. So 2 guard should have like a little high, like longer teeth, as you can see, longer teeth, lever open, and we're going to kind of like dig in and scoop out. So instead of like using the corner and flick, this part is gonna blend into the rest of the hair. So if you have like a nice little fro like me, you don't want to go too high into it because it's just gonna make it look like a little discrepancy between the long hair and the short hair. You want to blend it in kind of like naturally into it. So in order to do that, you kind of scoop and out. But don't go don't try to like go too deep into it. Just kind of like how we were doing before, honestly. Now the hardest part I think about like flicking out on this is going in that area that's kind of over the ear, because it's just like a hard area to reach. So the little trick I use is I kind of angle the clipper like this. So instead of going up and down like how we're normally going right here, you want to angle it like that and then kind of just scoop out. Just very lightly. Take little strokes with it, because you mess up this part, the rest of the cut is just gonna look weird. So definitely take your time on this part. Now sometimes using that 2, there will create like a faint line in between the 1 and the 2, and that's when you want to get your 1.5 guard now. You want to get your 1.5 guard, and I like to start with it. This is a 1.5 guard. This 1.5 guard. If you get one of these 1.5 guard, just know it's gonna fall off a couple of times. Do not get this white one. Do not. But you wanna. I like to start with it opened, and then I kind of go halfway in order to get like that bottom part of the line. I don't like to go too close. I don't like to go closed because I think it just, for me at least personally, I just tend to cut too much when it's closed. So in order to be a little more safe than sorry, I go with it halfway. So yeah. If you have the dial, there's no 1.5 guard for the dial, or at least I don't have one. I usually just go 2 guard at 0.5 and just take out that faint line in between the 2. I think the key here is to definitely use the corners, because the corners, they don't cut too much, and you can keep going it over and over and over if you need to cut more. And just like that, one side of the low taper is done. Hopefully y'all can see. Nice, clean, blurry little taper, you know? Now we can start working on the other side. Damn, I kind of like this low. I like it low. Hold on. Whoever told me to go lower, man, you might be onto something. But right now, I can see a few, now that I'm looking into this mirror, I can see a few areas that I need to improve on. So in order to do that, I'm going to basically just freehand. So this is when, like, I guess the eye test comes into play. You want to look at it and see what areas need work. So I see this area closer to my ear. There's like a little dark few spots right here. That is between the no guard lever open and the one guard. So I'm gonna start off with the one guard with the lever all the way closed to see if it budges, and if it doesn't budge, then I go with the zero guard lever open. You basically just want to work your way down, because if you cut too much, you can't put the hair back, and shit, you might have to push everything up higher because of it. So it did budge a little bit. It did get a bit of that line out, but in this corner right here, there's still a little space. So we're gonna go in with the zero guard lever open. And we're just gonna use the corners to take it out. And just like that, taper nice and done. Nice and easy. Damn, can I? Damn. I hope y'all can see it. Maybe if I stand a bit further. Nice, 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 nice. Now we can get to the other side. And the other side, same exact steps, same exact process. I think on this side, I'm just gonna kind of just go for it. I'm not gonna really talk much. I'm just gonna kind of show y'all. Set that line in where the ear indents. And then take out everything. What's the next step? Tell me. Ah, good job, good job. No guard lever open. I just want to make sure y'all are listening, bro. And yeah, now what do? We take it out. With what? No guard, lever closed. Good job. I was gonna say good boy, that's crazy. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. What's next? Good, 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 good. One guard, lever open, 1/2 inch. Now for me, this area ends kind of at the top of my ear. So, top of my ear right here, and it kind of goes across like that. I like to put it, as you can see, I don't go straight up and down. There's like a little curve to it. That's just so it looks a little more like a rainbow, like a pop into it instead of just like straight lines. So straight lines works for you. Continue with the straight lines. If you want to add a little spice to it, make those lines curvy. Now that line doesn't come out completely, so we go in with that zero guard. Lever halfway. Oh, why am I showing y'all with this one? Y'all probably gonna be working with this one. So I'm sorry. Lever halfway and using the corners to flick out. Now I did it again where I went a little too high on the side, so I'm gonna put that one guard back on with the lever closed and just flick out at that one little area that I just messed up on. And now, the last step, get that 2 guard, lever all the way open, scoop and out. When I say the corners, I say like these 3 blades at the end. These 3 are the ones you want to be cutting with, and if you're on the other side, these 3. You get me? Okay. Okay, now the same thing with that faint line in between. Get that 1.5 guard, go halfway. If you don't have a 1.5 guard, use 1 guard. Use the corners, flick out, and soften it with the 2 guard lever closed. So I'm gonna use the 2 guard because I don't have a 1.5 guard, and to soften it with the lever closed or with the dial 0. And you still want to flick out when you're doing this part. You got a little taper on both sides now. I'm proud of you, gang. I'm proud of you, bro. Now, like I said before, I'm just gonna detail it. There's little areas where I see mishaps, so I want to fix those. And the first mishap I see, well, before I get into the mishaps, the the great thing about having this two mirror setup is that in one mirror it might look good, but then when you look at the reflection in the other mirror, you see some things. So you definitely want to use multiple different angles in order to check your work with different lighting. So say if I turned off this light, does this still look good? No, it looks, you see other spots where you didn't see before because the light was on. The light was kind of covering it. So just try a couple things, like switch up the angle, switch up the lighting. You're just gonna see more through it. So because I did turn off the light, I saw I saw a crazy spot. Jeez. Okay. Now we can move on to the back. No, the back might be the hardest part, but a little quick simple rule: split the back in half. Work on the right side and then work on the left side. Or if you want to work on the left side first, work on the left side and then work on the right side. But the main thing is to split the back in half so that you can it's like dividing and conquering, right? You do this side and then you match it with the other. And it makes it so much easier because you have kind of like a base to like work off of. Like, oh, this is how the right side looks. I want to make the left side match. So how I split it in the back is just right in the middle, like boom. I'm gonna start with the right side first. I hope you all can see the right side, but if you have the two mirror set up, look into this mirror, which gives you the reflection of that and shows the back of your head. So I'm gonna angle myself like this so y'all can really see. If you have, like me, you can see that these two areas are much longer than the middle. So for me, that bottom part in the middle is where I set that guideline in for the low taper. If you don't have that, use your ears. Use your, like the bottom of your ears as like that base. So for me, my head shape's a little, I don't even know, like Neanderthal-ish kind of, right? I don't know. The ears are not too low. So if I just go straight across, that's pretty high, no? So that's why I have this area right here. For the low tape, you just don't want to go too high. Use the lowest point or the highest point of where the hair grows, which for me is the middle part right here. This is the highest point because this is the lowest. These two are the lowest points right here. So take that highest point and make that your first guideline, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So my first guideline would go across like this. I hope y'all can see. I really do. I really do, bro. I just woke up one day and I was like, yeah, I want to make walkthrough tutorials. No plan, no nothing. I'm freestyling, bro. I'm freestyling. Bear with me. Now y'all can see me a bit better and y'all can see the back a bit better. So this is how the sides are looking right now. Nice. Look at that. Nice and clean, bro. This is you too. Look at your shit. Wow, man. Look at your shit, bro. Wow. All right, now we're going to get to the back. So I'm going to stand right here. And as you can see me looking into the mirror, looking into y'all. That's basically what you'll want to do with the back. You look into the mirror, which looks into the other mirror, which the mirror that y'all are on, and then it sees the back. So I can kind of see everything in the back. So like I said before, oh, now you can see it a bit better. You see how this is the highest point right here, and these 2 points right here are the lowest? You want to start at the highest. And then take everything out. Be really gentle with the back of your neck because, bro, I don't know if it's just me, but that area be so sensitive, bro. So you can see, nice little half guideline. You can see this side's not done anything yet, but it's okay. So it's what the same process that we went through with the sides is the same process we're going through with the back. You want to start with lever open, no guard, same thing. Then we're going to close the lever, take out that line. Then we're going to go on to the 1, close the lever, take out that line. Then we're going on to the 2, close the lever, take out that line. Simple. Look at that. Nice consistent guideline right here. Right? Nice, not too high. And we're going to take out that bottom line now using No guard close. Using the corners. Remember that. Always use the corners when you're taking out lines because it makes it a bit easier to go over your work. So if you cut a little too less, you can still keep going over until you get that desired length. If you just cut with the cut with the no guard lever close and use the whole entire thing, it's like you you're more prone to mess up, at least in my opinion. So use the corners. There you go. Now that back line is taken out. Now we can go in with the one guard. Lever all the way open. And set in our next guard line. Go! Now we can see that next guard line. Right? You can see it, you can see it, you can see it. Close the lever, soften out that bottom line. That clear bottom line, as you can see. And if you can't see, adjust the mirror. I know it gets a little hard when you get to the middle kinda, so you don't gotta worry about the middle too much because when you get to the next side, you kind of take out that middle as well. So it's like working on the right, working on the left, and then in the middle it's like the last part, kind of. Okay. Now that that line is softened, you can get your zero guard or your half guard, lever halfway, and flick out at that bottom line using the corners. Use the corners, because promise you, if you just go straight up, you're gonna create another line. And you don't want to do that because this is a low taper, you want to keep everything low. Look at that, nice and blended, bro. Look at that, bro. Now, last step, get that two guard. Lever all the way open. Two guard, open. And flick out. Don't go too high. I keep saying that. Do not go too high. You also can, if there's too much bulk, flip the clipper upside down and go with the direction that the hair grows in. I'll show you that real quick. As you can see, nice little seamless transition. And I'm going to identify that there's still a line. There's this line up here. And we're going to take that out from, well, this area we're going to take out with the closed. From this area we're going to take out with it going with the grain. It's kind of like overhang. As you can see, boom, seamless transition again. Now we're going to close the lever. My apologies. Instead of with the 2 guard lever closed, y'all should go in with the 1.5 guard with the lever halfway in order to take out that line. My apologies on that. Okay. Now what I see is that there's this faint line at the bottom in between where I put the no guard lever open and the 1. So I'm gonna go back in with the 0 guard with the lever opened, and I'm just gonna flick out again, trying to blend into that a bit better. Now, honestly, that line is still kind of there. So I'm gonna close the lever now and see if that comes out. I'm not gonna go all the way closed. I'll probably go to like halfway, or if you're using a dial, 1. And same thing. And boom. Now we're just gonna do some touch-up work. I'm gonna go in with the 1 guard, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but the area it's kind of toward the top is a bit just doesn't look like it's blurry. It doesn't look like it's blended. So I'm gonna go in and flick out, see if I could blend it a bit better. And just like that, you got 1 side done. Congrats, bro. I'm proud of you. After you do all these 10 videos, you're gonna get a certificate. I passed Nathan Xavier's walkthrough tutorials Americas. Ah! Alright, let me chill. Now this side is done. Now, you see how much easier it looks like I could do the other side of the back? It's because I have this as like the base kind of. So I know where not to go too high on, what not to go too high on, and all that, you know? Just how to set the guideline. So I like to use this mirror. So Y'all just gonna have to see. Ooh, I could change the lens and then put it. Oh, this might be a sick angle. Hold on. I can see, bro. I hope y'all can see. But it's just basically covering the same side. So if this side doesn't work, if you guys can't really see, please go back into the other part. Like scroll back a few seconds. Can this focus on me, bro? Set that first bald line in. Bald, 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 bald. All right. Following the same area that we just did. See, another way I can tell is that this top tattoo, kind of toward the bottom, is where that first line should be in for me. So, the bottom of this tattoo, set that line in. Boom, easy, simple. Now we just debulk and get the rest out of there. Lever open. Right. Lever open. Right. All right. Set that line in. And then close that lever so that you can take that line out. Use the corners. Now don't focus too much on the middle. Just try to get that left side down so that when we do go back and try to, like, you know, fix up some little issues, we can see the middle for what it is and just kind of bring the right and the left side together and boom. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that made sense. Next, one guard. Set that same guideline in. Now this one, like I use the tattoo again, it should hit the top of the tattoo now with the one guard. So now I know that it's good. Close the lever, soften up that bottom line. Using the corners again. Once that line is softened, get that zero guard and put it halfway. If you're on the dial, put it on one. I'll show y'all now. Focus on me, bro. Not that. Nice! Look at that. Nice and blurry, bro. Two guard, and you want to flick out into the longer hair, into the bulk. With the lever open. All the way open. Okay. Now we can go in with the 1.5 guard, or if you don't have that, you're on the dial. 2 guard, all the way closed, or at 1. Halfway if you're on the 1.5 guard, please. And just same thing, just flick out at that line. That faint line in between the 2 and the 1. I look like I'm kind of going aggressive, I'm sorry. I'm really not trying to, it's just my left hand when I cut is a lot stronger than my right hand. My right hand is like, got that like gentle touch, you know, he's like Kyrie at the rim, right? My left hand, that motherfucker like, who punches that shit? Derrick Jones Jr. And then nice and easy. I see some areas again. We're gonna go in with the 1 guard, lever all the way open, and just flick out at that top area because that line is still there faintly, and in order to get it out, I'm gonna have to use the 1, and I'm just gonna have to flick out. Look at that, guys. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Focus on me, bro. Look at that, guys. Nice. Nice, 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 bro. Good job, bro. You're the best. Now that we basically have everything done, we can now go on to the neckline. Now the necklines are really important. This gives you that like sharp look from the from the back, right? You just walking around and get that side. Ooh, that should just pop, bro. I don't know what it is. The neckline is 100% my favorite part of the cut and also like of the outcome of the cut. So I don't know. Necklines are important. Not too much. You don't want to like comb up here and comb. You want to just get these little hairs right here, bro. Now, if you want the hairs to stay in place, use this, the Got To Be Glued hairspray. You don't want to spray too much. I'm going to do it just to show y'all how much you should be putting. But once everything is brushed down, bop, 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 right? 3 bops. And then comb everything down again. Now the hair should be able to stay in place while you do the neckline. Why do you keep falling, bro? All right, now I like to start at the bottom, and then I like to go into this area right here right after, because it's like I set that bottom one in and I set this one in, and then I kind of just follow them together in order to make that perfect semicircle type of thing. So let me show y'all. Pull the ear down with one hand. Use your right hand on the right side. Use your left hand on the left side. It'll make it much easier. I promise you. So pull that down. And you want to start at the highest point again. Right here to me is the highest point. So put that first indent in right here. Now I have a good base, as you can see. Without me touching the hair, you can see that nice little line. I really do hope it's focused on me, bro. Okay, so next you want to go into where the ear is, and you just want to kind of like push the ear back and just start that semicircle right here. Enough so that you kind of get over the ear a little bit so that you can just follow. So what I do after is I pull the ear down, and then I start here, and I line up wherever I just made that first line into this one. And now just like that, you can't really see it yet, but once I complete the rest of this, you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense now, Nathan. Yeah. So you go back to the back, and you start using this like a pencil, right? You can see I'm using the corners and I'm kind of like drawing in the line. So now you can see just like that, nice and clean, bro. Now obviously there's gonna be little spots that you wanna have to go over again so that you can, like even if your hair moves or anything, it still kind of keeps that shape. So brush everything down again, or comb everything down again, and just go over it again. Just like that, one side done. Now we can get on to the other. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you need to debulk this area a little bit, go in with the 2 guard, lever open, and go in the direction of the hair. So just kind of like dig into that little one area and just, you know what I mean? I don't really need to because, honestly, I just think that area is fine for me. But if you do need to, you know what to do. That would have been bad if it wasn't, bro. Right? Got that first part done. And now we start right here. Then we match them together. Use your hand if you have a tapered hairline. If you don't have a tapered hairline, just brush everything now. If you do have a tapered hairline, use your hand to separate it. Or if you have clips like duck clips or anything, use those to separate your hair. My hair is not really like super long to do that, so I'm not gonna do it. And also, if you're sweating, wipe that sweat off, bro. Take a second. Go stand in front of a fan or like an AC for a bit, bro. But you just don't want to be sweating in this area because shit, it's gonna mess up everything, bro. So get that sweat off. A trick that I like to do for this sweat, just put some alcohol on your skin. Because we didn't cut this area yet with the liners, it's not gonna sting, so. Just put a little bit like that. Get that paper towel again. And just wipe. This also helps clean your skin right before the lineup as well, which isn't good. I don't think it's like crazy important, but because we're just gonna put alcohol in it after, but hey. If you want to stop sweating, this is a little trick I use. So, brush or comb everything down, and just make sure everything is going in the direction you want it to go in. Because once we put in that hold spray, so next you want to get your clipper, get that 1 guard on there, lever all the way open, and you want to start by, why is it not focusing now? Can I remove focus? Thank you. Okay. So you're going to get that 1 guard, hold your hand back, and just go with the direction of the hair. Now this is going to debulk your lineup so that you can get a nice crispy line. Wait, is this recording? Oh, okay. Damn. That should look like a spider. Go over it a few times to make sure that like all that hair is just at that desired length. And also go on that C cup in the vertical bars. This will help this area come out a bit more clean as well. So yeah, now it should look something like this. It should really just look like you just pushed your hairline back a little, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. But that just means you're doing something right. Next, after you get all the hair off of you, because you don't want hair to be stuck in that area once you put that hold spray on. Get that hold spray. 3 bops again, bop, 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 bop. 5 bops, 5 bops. And cover your eyes, bro. You get this thing in your eye. I got my eye one time, man. I would not wish that upon anyone. That's how much it kind of hurt. You just want to brush everything down so that it can hold in that area. You're going to wait for it to dry a little bit, maybe like 30, 40 seconds. Damn, y'all remember when my tapered hairline was like massive, bro? My tapered hairline used to be back here, bro. Man, what a time. What a freaking time. All right, now that that's all set, you want to get your liners now. And I like to use the comb now for the lineup because I feel like it just grabs a bit better. And for the lineup, you want to start at the highest point. If you don't have the highest point, start in the middle. If you have the highest point, start at the highest point. You don't have the highest point, start in the middle. I'm going to start in the middle because I don't have a high point. Genetics, motherfucker. No, I'm playing. All right. Before you start it, though, you want to check how much of it is like overhang. For me, it's not much, so I want to keep this as natural as possible. It's not much because I just trimmed it down with the one guard, so all the overhang got trimmed off anyways. Now once you set like a good foundation in the middle, like this, you want to pick a side. Okay, mine's a little slanted, so I'm going to fix it a little bit. It's just like the back, but this time we set in the middle and then we pick a side. You go left, go back to the middle, and match it up with the right. So I like to start left, so I'm going to start left. Now when you get to this area, right, where I was just at, as you can see from the front, if you just kept going straight across, I would not be lining up any hair, right? You don't want to go straight across. You want to, when you get to this area, when you look at me from the side, it'll look like it went downward, like a downward rainbow. So you want to kind of angle it. You're not pushing it up. You're just angling it in a way where it's still straight from the spherical view. And as you can see, one side done, right? Comb everything down, make sure everything is, you know, all that hair is cut. As you can see, some hair kind of grew back right here. That's what happens when you comb it down. Now you can cut that again. Now we comb it down again. My rule of thumb is comb it down 4 times. You want to comb it down 4 times and go over it 4 times so that you make sure that everything is cut. Everything is straight. And just like that, one side done. Now we can start working on this side. So all we have to do is just match what we have here to the other side. Nice slow strokes, bro. You don't want to go slow. This is a lineup, bro. You mess this up, you're done for a couple weeks. Yeah. Hold on, I might need to change this thing. Okay, now I can see it a bit better. All right? Comb it down. Cut again. Nice. Look at that. Nice and straight. Now for the vertical bars, it's like a tap and go type of thing. Like you wanna, I like to start like kind of like here, and just push, 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 push until you get to where the lineup is. Then stop, and push, 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 stop, push, 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 stop. You wanna start on the left again? Boom. Easy, just like that. Same thing on the other side. Make sure that it doesn't look curvy in the corner. Just like that, nice and easy. So now we get into what makes, in my opinion, the low taper, and that is the C cup. The C cup is going to be nice and sharp, and you're going to see the blend. You're going to be like, wow, yeah. So the way I like to start is one side usually is higher than the other, just naturally. In order to figure that out, I like to comb everything down and see which side is the higher point. This side is the higher point, as you can see. I'll put my finger kind of where it starts on each of them, as you can see. So this side, regardless if I like it or not, if I want it to be perpendicular and parallel, whatever, I haven't done math in like years, but whatever term that is, you want to start at the higher point, and you're gonna have to push this side up. It is what it is, bro. Genetics. So start on this side and set that initial line in at the highest point. Don't push it back, because this is already the highest point. You push it even higher, this one's gonna have area where it just has stubble, and it's just gonna look stupid when it grows back, and you don't want that. So set that first indent. Now you don't want to go too far. You just want to set the first indent so that you can create that C with the pencil-like type of thing that I was doing before, where you're kind of just drawing it in, right? And you're connecting the two together. Nice and easy. Now don't worry too much about the stubble, because we will probably get that out with the razor after, which makes it a bit easier. And you can make that curve and the C a lot better with the razor. So we'll go in with that after. If you have one of those chalk pencils, you can just draw a little line right here and you'll be able to see it better. But what I do is I kind of just use the comb. Make sure that the comb is straight. And then you can kind of see where you need to go. That's what I do. The chalk way is much easier though, trust me. Don't do the comb one if you're not really confident on getting it the same. Use chalk, draw a little line there, try to match it up. Is that a fly? So set that first indent in. Check to make sure that they're kind of around the same area. This side is still a bit higher, so I'm gonna have to push this side back a little more. And there we go. Now it's nice. It's nice and even. So after the indent, make sure that's solidified in there. And now we just create that C using the pencil-like type of form. And just like that, your low taper is basically done, bro. Congrats. Congrats. Now we're gonna go on to the last step, which is the razor work. And then I don't really need to show y'all the facial hair. I'm not really cutting much of the facial hair. I'll probably cut this off, but yeah. I'm proud of y'all. Proud of y'all for sticking through. If y'all made it this far and you're following along, I'm proud of y'all, bro. If this is your first time cutting your hair, good fucking job, bro. I don't even have to look. I don't even have to see. If you want to show me on Instagram, DM me, show me your self cuts, show me you walking through this as well. But I just know you guys are gonna be fine. You guys are gonna do good. So this part is optional. You don't need to use the razor. It just makes the cut a lot more crispy. So get your little blade holder and your blade. Place the blade in the blade holder. Right? Close it. And boom. Now your blade's in. Now before you start, brush everything down. Make sure everything is in its assigned seat, basically. And you're just gonna want to do this on the front. You don't want to do it on the neckline because me and my peoples, we tend to get razor bumps on the back of our heads or on our necks too, even like under here. So just be really careful using a razor. So how to hold the razor? You want your pinky on this side. I like to keep my pinky right here. These three fingers kind of right here, and I like to kind of hold it like that, and then this one just kind of controlling it. So I kind of hold it like this when I'm going this way. Hold it like this when I'm going this way. Hold it like this when I'm going this way. Hold it like this when I'm going this way. Hold it like this when I'm going this way. Hold it like this when I'm going this way. But as you can see, the pinky always stays on the outside. These two fingers and the thumb are pinching, and the ring finger is just kind of it's just kind of there. It's just there for a good time, not a long time. All right. Stretch the skin down because that's how you don't cut yourself. Stretch the skin. You want to hold this at like a 45-degree angle, bro, and just glide nice and slowly. What this does is just basically getting rid of all those little stubbles that like are annoying when they grow back, because then it looks like you push yourself back. It gets rid of all those. It just makes the cut look so much more sharp. Oops. Take your time when doing this, bro. Because this is sharp. This is really sharp, bro. You don't want to cut yourself, because when you get that cut and then you put the alcohol in after, man, it hurts. But also, too, that cut stays there for a bit. It's like a little mini scar. So, be careful and take your time. But you're basically just following what you already lined up in order to just make it sharper. You just want to stretch the skin. I know I'm not like explaining oh, put your hand here and stretch. Like, I hope this walkthrough is teaching you like rather show than tell type of thing. I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to show, tell, and make this hands-on. You know what I mean? For every type of learner. But because I think I grew up a visual learner, it's kind of like I'm kind of more into like that visual type of learning. So that's why I'm kind of spreading out. So I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. I hope this is helping y'all. So you want to stretch it out right here, and the line is going to be very faint from when you made that like pencil type of C, but you just want to follow it. Follow it as best as you can. I hear the fly again. Oh, another thing, I should have said this earlier probably, but to make this easier, pour some water on your fingertips and go over your hairline basically like that, so that this can kind of glide a bit easier. If you don't have like the shaving gel, I don't like using shaving gel, I don't like using water, I kind of like it dry. Man, I like to do it dry because I like to hear like that. I just think it comes out sharper. in all honesty. And the little ASMR is like, all right. All right, that's not the point. It's not the point. It's not the point. Now that one side is done, you could just start the other. And make sure, like, you can see a little bit of hair is like all over it. Just wipe that off. Just use the comb. I said the comb, the brush. Get rid of all that. Nice, nice, dude, nice, nice, nice. All right, now the cut is basically done. Y'all just learned how to do a low taper, and yeah, now y'all got one cut in your arsenal. Congratulations, bro. No, I got it. Yeah, I forgot this part, bro. Oh, fuck! So that is my low taper walkthrough, walk along. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys did this along with me. I think the whole point of me making these videos are for you guys to follow along while you guys are cutting your hair. So you guys kind of have access to someone, I guess, who's doing it along with you. It's something that I think I would have appreciated when I was learning how to cut my hair. So doing it in the hopes that you guys appreciate it too, and in the hopes that you guys learn how to cut your own hair or learn something new about cutting your own hair. So thank you guys for staying along. If you made it this far, I hope that you guys have nice low tapers now. If you want to, send me a picture down on Instagram at v.nathan. Shit, I might send you a skill cap. You know, I might send you a skill cap if you do it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I'm gonna see you guys in 2 weeks for the mid-taper tutorial. If you guys have any other suggestions on any other, I guess, things that can intertwine in between, like doing like a facial care type of routine, trimming your ends, shaping an afro, like anything that you guys want, let me know down in the comments. I'm not going bald yet. Not doing that. Not gonna buzz. Not gonna just go full bald. No, we're not doing any of that, bro. Be realistic with these, bro. Because I'm trying to use these to teach y'all, because you know I'm entering my elder stage. I'm ready to retire. You know, not playing, but. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what other things you guys want to see, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next tutorial. Nah, someone said use the left hand for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson!